Today is my birthday. I'm 53. I love being in my 50s, but I didn't always embrace my age. So in honor of my birthday and for my son who's turning 20 this year and who's having a hard time leaving his teenage years behind, I wanted to share something I wrote for my 50th that I never shared before. So here goes. Today I turned 50. I'm a half a century old. And just hearing that number, the big 50, brings up all kinds of feelings. Like I graduated high school 32 years ago, university 26 years ago, and I've been married for 20 years. I have 3 kids. I had my first baby at 33, my second at 35, and my third at 41. I started perimenopause at 42, and because I'm filming this 3 years later, I can say I went into menopause at 50. When I reflect upon my life like that in numbers, it makes me think about the misconceptions I had about age growing up. When I was young, I always wanted to look older, but when I got older, I wanted to look younger. When I turned 48, I started to stress about turning 50. I didn't want anyone to know how old I was. I was worried that by the time I turned 50, I'd be a health and wellness media expert that nobody would want to work with or hire. I contemplated turning off all my social media notifications in hopes the day would come and go and nobody would remember. Looking back, I can see how silly that sounds. But at the time, the fear was real. Coupled with the fact that simultaneously my perimenopausal symptoms, including my anxiety, were raging out of control. And when I looked in the mirror, what I saw reflected back at me didn't match how I felt inside. Deep down, I knew I had to do something to change my thoughts because turning 50 is a blessing, something not everyone gets to do, like my mother-in-law who I never met who passed at 45. Not long after I made the decision to change my mindset, I listened to an episode of Oprah's Super Soul podcast on the topic of aging, and Oprah said something that resonated with me. She mentioned how she doesn't understand why women would be embarrassed about sharing their age because to her, age signifies experience. And when we minimize our age, we also minimize our experiences that come with it. That was a huge aha moment for me, and it solidified my new outlook on aging. So even though my kids and perhaps society might consider 50 to be old, I'm proud of my age and my accomplishments, and I'm proud of my 50 years of experience. My mom always told me that age is just a number, and I never really understood its meaning until recently. I now own and embrace my age, and I no longer let numbers define me. My real age is my mindset. What are your thoughts on aging? Do you hide it, or are you open about your age? Let me know in the comments. Now, it's time to celebrate.